then let's sew.
Hey everybody, it is qcknd, and today we are going to be doing a first impressions on the Lime Crime unicorn hair. So you can see I have these two colors today. This is Sext and Gargoyle. So I picked these colors up at IMATS. I paid for these, and I believe these were $16 or $17 retail. And IMATS did not offer a professional discount or anything on these, so that's how much these cost. So I was pretty excited to grab these. I didn't know anything about them. I didn't hear of them until they were already out, and somebody actually tweeted me them. I wasn't following Lime Crime on any social media or any email, so I really didn't know anything about these. If this is your first time on my channel, I am a hairstylist, if we want to call me that. So my first impression of these, right, just holding them in the container, I mean, I have experience with Pulp Riot and Pravana and other higher end fashion brands for fashion color brands. So I was really interested to try these out. So Gargoyle is this more gray color right here, and I believe these are 6.76 fluid ounces, and they seem to be a pretty big size. I mean, when I bought them, when I saw them at IMATS, I was like, oh, they're teeny tiny, but they are bigger than Pulp Riot, which comes in a tube. They say cruelty free and certified vegan right on there, and they come in these really cute baby pink little jars. When I first saw all the PR and stuff, the color I really gravitated towards was this Sext color. The name doesn't do anything for me, but I really love this color. Unfortunately though, I feel like with summer and spring coming, I do want to lean more towards a pastel, and I feel like this is a darker thing, but it is dusty, a dusty rose, a dusty jam kind of color. That's how I would describe it. It kind of looks like it settled a little bit in this container, so I'm just trying to shake it up a little bit. So I am going to do swatches on some notebook paper at work when, we're formulating these kind of colors. Even I went to the Pulp Riot masterclass, and they say to do these swatches. So I do want to see if this Gargoyle is green based, because green is really hard to get out of the hair. You can see here my hair is almost white. I would say, it does have a little bit of a silver tinge to it because I was washing it with purple shampoo, but I have not put any new colors on it for, probably 6 or 8 weeks. So it is pretty faded. I am going to be just putting this throughout the white, and I am going to do a couple panels of this Sext color because this is actually the color I wanted the most. Opening this up, you can kind of see that it's not all the way full to the lid, and there is some product on this little silver lid here. It's definitely very fragranced. So this is the Sext. And on paper, it's looking very sheer. Here's another generous amount of it. In the bottle, it looked very purple, but here, swatching it on this notebook paper, it looks very sheer, very kind of dusty pink, which is cool. I feel like I can do more with that. That's more along the lines of what my look is. So that's fine. I don't hate that. Same thing. This is very dark. Visually, this does look like a purple based gray. So I'm just going to I mean, there was, you know, a little bit of mauve on my brush here, but this doesn't seem like a green-based gray to me. Obviously, it's not my hair, I don't know, but this does look more blue or purple-based, which is what I'm looking for in a silver. So when I'm doing like fashion colors like this, I like to do it on clean hair. My hair is clean for the most part. I just kind of took a clip to that section, and I'm just gonna dump a little bit of this into my mixing bowl. I like don't want to waste it. I think $16 or $17 is pretty expensive. So I just put a little globby in there. It is really pretty, like I'm not gonna lie. And I think some of the other colors were cool. So I'm just gonna paint this one section. It seems to be going on the hair really faint. But the difference, I mean, how could it be so different in the jar? But I feel like what I'm painting on my hair is not what I expected. I would say use a comb. I don't think it's cheating to get the color everywhere. And I'm also going to take a piece from over here. First impressions or fun prom updo. So the hair on this side I feel like is very white. So I'm just going to hit that again. There's no rhyme or reason to this sectioning. I will say that this applies really smooth, and it does have that fragrance, which is like pretty strong. If you have a sensitivity to fragrance, this is fragranced. This is going on fine. But it is super sheer, so your hair does have to be white. I'm just gonna get rid of what I have left in here. Okay, now that I've finished with mauve, the Sext color, I'm going to switch to Gargoyle. I'm really excited to see where this goes. If this is green or blue based, it will stain my hair blue. Silver generally, you know, lasts for just a couple washes, but this looks pretty dark in the container. The swatch does look really sheer, so we'll see. I've used Pulp Riot's gray, I've used Pravana's gray, and Black Malva shampoo by Aveda kind of turns your hair gray. So let's see. So to put about this much in my bowl, I used probably a little less than half of this. Oh, you know who's gray? I like Guy Tames, but that one requires a developer, and I think you have to be licensed to buy it. This required no license to buy. I literally just bought this as a normal person. So I have about that much in my bowl. This is about 2 ounces, so that's kind of a lot, you know? Alright, so I'm just going to start to apply it. I have some of my hair up. I should have put my hair in sections, but, you know, whatever. The gray has the same fragrance as the mauve. It applies really easily. Like, it's really easy for me to like smooth it through. It's not super thick. It doesn't feel like Manic Panic, which is like a little more, like this kind of feels like paint. The coverage like seems good. If you're not a sloppy mess like me, definitely take a 4-section or something. I'm just barely alive, so. I definitely like still have a lot left in the container, which is cool. I mean, I did do those 2 sections with Sext, but when I did that Guy Tang gray first impression, I was like really running out of it. Now that everything is applied, there's actually no directions on here. This is kind of crazy. So, how to use. Apply to pre-bleach, clean, unconditioned hair. Massage color onto each strand. For longer lasting, more intense results, leave the dye on for 1 to 2 hours. For more pastel results, washed out after 30 minutes. Don't worry, unicorn hair will not damage your hair. So that's kind of interesting. Once it penetrates the cuticle, like that's kind of it. So that's really interesting. Yeah, how about that? 1 to 2 hours. So I guess, should I follow that direction or should I follow my directions? Well, I guess I'm gonna leave this on for a half hour. Once it's in there, it's in there. It doesn't get darker. But I guess it could work as a conditioning kind of agent. A conditioning treatment, I guess, which is cool. I gotta tell Josie that this says 1 to 2 hours. So it has been about 45 minutes. On the website, you know, it says to leave on for an hour and 2 hours. And it also says to shampoo the color out. So I'm not going to do either of those things because there's so many conditioning elements to this product. I'm just going to rinse it out really well and really get my fingers and stuff into my hair and just use manipulations to kind of clear any of the color out. I'm not going to leave it on for 2 hours. So there is no like developer to this. It is deposit only. So without a developer, there is nothing to push this further into the cuticle of the hair. You know, developer will open the cuticle and then deposit the color inside, and then it closes, and that's how permanent hair color works. This is not permanent hair color. The only thing that would really help is if, I don't know, heat will open up your cuticle. So I sat in the sun, and that was cool. That was fun. That was a little different for me. So I'm going to rinse this out, blow dry, and then I'll be right back to you guys. So it's pretty cool, very blue based. I like it. I took some pictures. I feel like those might be a better representation of how it looks. Definitely, like, here's like a before and after. It's definitely bluer, darker gray. It's not going to be like an icy smoke gray, but definitely like gargoyle is a good name for it. So I feel like when I put my hair up and then flip it over, you can kind of see some of that like purple, and you can see that I need a haircut. But I think the like Sext or whatever is kind of hard to see in my hair regular. I think like when my hair is curled or up in like a messy bun, that's when I think those colors will really thrive. You can kind of see them like right here. But as for the most part, you can't really see them at all. I do think that Sext kind of gets like really washed out in the hair. You can kind of see it on my shoulder there. but it's not a very strong pigment. Like on their website, they call it a tint, which is like fun and all. I just don't know who would want that. Like if my hair was basically white and it only showed up as a tint, I'm not sure. For $16 or $17, however much it costs, I think like you would want pigment. But then again, if you want that like washed out, kind of like cool, like kind of like whatever kind of look, then I can see that being what you want. But I feel like why market that and like instead of live it? Like wouldn't you want a stronger pigment color that gradually washes out and then you're like, cool, this is how I am, instead of like buying it initially? Those are just like my like thoughts that I'm coming up with right now. So this is kind of like that Sext tone, and then the rest of my hair is that like kind of gray. So you could argue, you know, their website says to leave it on for 2 hours. Maybe, you know, I should have left it on for 2 hours. But then again, if it is a deposit only hair dye, I'm not sure what the benefits of leaving it on that much longer really are, because once it coats the cuticle, it's on. But who knows, you know, when I used to have red hair, I would leave the hair dye on overnight. So, but once it's in, it's in. But that's just like me from like a hairstylist perspective, so I don't really know. What do you guys think? Would you spend the $17 on the Lime Crime hair dye? You know, I think Lime Crime does have like a history on social media with a lot of brand trust issues. So I know there is that. And I know they've sent like influencers this product to try out. This is just my honest opinion. I think that the color isn't super consistent throughout the hair. I don't care because this is kind of how I want to look. But I think that like if you're paying $17 for it, I think I would want consistency with the application, maybe higher pigmentation with some of these like tint colors. Maybe the tint colors could be a different price. Who knows? I know they're like jewel tones. They have like a jewel tone purple that probably goes on for life. But I am leaning more towards like pastels, so this is kind of the color line I would pick out anyway. I'm sorry if I look like a crazy person. I left my makeup on in the shower so I could film the outro. Anyway, so this was the Lime Crime First Impressions with Gargoyle and Sext. Let me know what you think. If you've watched any first impressions that you really liked, definitely link those down below, or like let me know. But tell me, would you buy colors like this? Would you lean more towards like a Pulp Riot or a like Good Die Young kind of thing? Or would you try the Lime Crime? Lime Crime is primarily a makeup company, so do you think, you know, makeup companies can lean towards these fashion hair colors or nah? Personally, I don't think anyone at my salon would choose this over something else. But now I have 2 jars of it, so I'm gonna finish it anyway. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you were into it and into beauty videos. And let me know how you feel. Thank you guys so much. And until next time, bye.